What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing good. See that wobble? That is because I haven't ridden in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. So just a note to people who worry about wobbles. Anyway, I just saw the review from EVX on the EX, so I'm very curious to how different it is. You know, it seems like the speed is going backwards, not forward. 40 miles an hour. That's pretty wild. I expected a little more, but it looks like it's an off-roading wheel. What do you guys think? It looks like it's mostly for off-roading, no? Looks like it. If you haven't ridden in a while, you're gonna experience wobbles, man, especially if you ride like this. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Just went on a nice little ride, right back there. Top speed 44 miles an hour. I mean, come on, the EX is gonna be a problem, man, unless it's meant for off-roading, which it looks like. It honestly looks like it's meant for off-roading. One thing you guys got to know about wobbles is this: when it's happening, don't fight it. Just compensate for the movement, compensate for the weight, you know. Just like that, the wobbles are gone because my leg is conditioned back to normal. You know what I mean? You gotta ride, man. You gotta ride more and more. Anyway, what do you guys think about the EX, man, from EVX? What do you guys think about it? Huh? Suspension looks good. I know some people say, like the Black Cobra, he mentioned that, you know, it might catch because of where the suspension is placed, but let's be honest, it's pretty practical, you know. Plus the range, on paper I seem to like the range. That's pretty much it. take the EX on a normal ride like this, that wouldn't happen. It looks like the top speed might be 42. That's what EVX said, I don't know. But if he can do 42 without feeling forward tilt, then there's a little bit more to go, you know? But on a normal ride like this, I wouldn't feel comfortable with the EX knowing that it's stated to do 40 on the website. Anyway, Boston can be strange sometimes. Look at this stuff. Strange place, right? But yeah, I'm here to talk about the EX. Very interesting wheel, for sure. On the surface, I would have to say I personally don't like the look. The one eye, weird to me. It looks like it's they were going for the Inmotion look with the halo, you know what I mean? Not appealing at all to me, but the suspension is good. I like the idea of the suspension on a Gotway wheel, of course. I haven't ridden it. I'm sure you guys have seen reviews from EVX and V, but I like the battery. Battery is good, very big battery, big motor, but it's not a speed wheel. Well, you know, it's kind of funny. Here's what's funny. I find it interesting that right now we're talking about whether or not a wheel that does 40 miles an hour is a speed wheel or not. That's hilarious. Because for all intensive purposes, 40 miles an hour is a lot of speed. And plus, it's not exactly 40 miles. Whenever you see the speed says 35 or 40 in a Gotway machine, usually means it's a little more. But the 40 miles per hour top speed, not bad, you know, for city limits. It's not bad at all. I just came on a beautiful ride and easily hit 44 miles an hour. Not that I was trying to, but I was trying to keep up with traffic. And obviously, if you're trying to keep up with traffic, you don't want to have to worry about cutouts, you know what I mean? Because sometimes the city limits say 25, 35. These guys are not doing 25 and 35. Half the time they're doing 10 miles above the speed limits or more, you know what I mean? So it's not something you want to concern yourself with. But I used to have a scooter, and the top speed of the scooter was 35 miles an hour. So wherever a scooter can go, as long as your EUC can go there with no worries, I think you're fine. Extra speed is just good for buffer, you know, for safety. But I don't like the look. I like the seat. I like the motor, I like the battery. I like the back light, actually. I like the mudguard. But I'll have to watch other reviews from other people and hopefully experience it myself. But I'm not too crazy over the wheel because I'm not an off-roader and I don't really need you know, suspension. But like, for example, in the case of the Sherman, because of how the tire is designed and the low PSI, the wideness of the tire, I mean, you can eat bumps all day. So I don't know, it doesn't make a huge like mark on the market as it stands right now. That's how I'm looking at it. It's just a good wheel for Gotway to fill in the gaps, you know what I mean? If you're thinking about getting an S18 because the S18 has no speed, here you go. Sure, Gotway EX. If you were thinking about the S18 but the S18 has no range, there you go. You know, if you're thinking about the S18 because it has no power, there you go, the EX. So there's a lot of pluses that the EX fulfills where wheels like the Inmotion and the S18 drastically lack. And one of them is speed, but mostly range too. So I find it interesting that if you do off-roading, if you do a lot of off-roading, I don't think a big battery is the main concern. But if you plan on doing off-roading, on-roading, you know, suspension, range, motor, oh my gosh. That's where I see the EX filling in that gap. That gap is perfectly filled, in my opinion, by the EX on paper. Guys, I don't know. I never touched the EX, but I think EVX would agree with me. Maybe not, I don't know. But I think he would agree with me that it does fill in those gaps. Because in a sense, maybe Gotway was listening, because people did complain. The one complaint with the S18 was the range and the speed and the cutout. So if you wrong way covered it, and when I was in New York, I noticed it as well. One guy was literally pushing it too hard, and it cut out on it. Well, it didn't cut out, but it beeped at him, which means you were overpowering the motor. The EX clearly takes care of that. So I just wanted to go for a quick ride, guys. It's been 2 weeks of no riding. Work has been intense. Next week I'm gonna be riding a lot more, because it's one of those days I'll have to go in the field. So I'll definitely be riding, Yaz will. Right now I'm riding the this is the high-speed MSP. This is the high-speed MSP, and it's perfect for my purposes. You know, it's perfect for my purposes. You know what I mean? There's only one area that I wouldn't mind taking to Sherman next week when I go to work, is Revere. I have to ride from Dorchester all the way to Revere, which is not a big deal on this, but the Sherman, ooh, would have been beautiful. So, but guys, take care. See you in another one.